Welcome back to another episode of I'm using a blank Google Doc at max brightness for my lighting. It's another spring break video, except spring break ended a month ago and I got too busy to work on this. Oops! This is another video where I just talk about a pretty obscure Japanese album that I personally love. And while this one is a good bit less obscure than the other three I've talked about in this series, it's still amazing. Let's talk about my favorite Japanese math rock album, Nullum Sonum by Marmalade Butcher. I think I've very briefly mentioned Marmalade Butcher on this channel before, but they're a math rock and sometimes hardcore band that's been around since 2010, and Nullum Sonum is their second album released in 2013. And it's great. If we were to put Japanese math rock albums on a scale from calm to chaotic, and we put Toe here and Trico here because those are the only two bands in this scene anyone actually listens to in America, Nullum Sonum would be like all the way over here. This album is insane, and I love it. It's fast and it's dense. It's 35 minutes long and there's almost no breaks in the action because they're blasting around math rock and emo and hardcore, and all of it has so much energy. It's an album that never really settles down either. For the most part, these songs don't hold a sound down for more than 30 seconds in a row. This album can't sit still. It's really hyperactive. It's a very technical album as well, with some super complex songwriting. All of these songs are packed to the brim with crazy bass lines and guitar melodies. It feels like they're about to explode. And the tracks move around so much too because all of the songwriting is so manic and tight. You can really tell that so much attention to detail went into this album to make all this condensed chaos sound as good as it does. If you want an example, look at the title track that opens the album. This thing has 3 different lead guitar sections that are all amazing and could all anchor songs in their own right. But Nullum Sonum is going so fast that they've just thrown all of these into one song. It starts with a somewhat distorted riff before going into this escalating J-rock melody. There's bright synth hits getting lost in the mix between constant guitar shredding and slamming drums. It's like if Caffeine was a song. This thing is crazy. Those J-rock-esque melodies that song has are kind of a theme across a lot of Marmalade Butcher's work. They're an instrumental band, but their sound is still rooted in J-rock. So instead of the singer delivering a big chorus melody, it's usually just played out on guitar instead, which is something I actually wish more bands tried because it's really cool and it helps Marmalade Butcher feel energetic and unique. Their later work would move into more straight up J-rock, but this does a good job of having some of those qualities shine through into songs that are indebted to louder and more hardcore varieties of rock music. Those J-rock melodies are really evident on my favorite song on the album, Amanita. If you just want one song off this album to listen to, this is my pick. It's a melodic song that really helps the glitchier and more electronic side of Marmalade Butcher stand out. The chorus on this thing beats out anything 99% of actual J-rock bands in this style have ever managed. It is amazing, and it builds into this giant energetic wall of noise with super fast drumming, guitar shredding, and bright electronics slammed on top of all of it. It's probably the best song they've ever made. It is fantastic. Marmalade Butcher is so good at writing catchy melodies. Obviously, there's the aforementioned Amanita and Nullum Sonum, but so many songs on this thing have a super fun chorus to hook you in. If these guys got a singer, I legitimately think they could be a huge J-rock band, like anime openings, festivals, all that stuff. Everything is in place. Their sound is great, the songwriting is really good. If they got a singer, they could really take that next step and be massive. I mean, they've done a little bit of Vocaloid in the past and it's turned out pretty good. Even if they stay instrumental though, they have a good shot of blowing up. I mean, that's worked for Toe and they're pretty popular. Moving a couple songs later, Ikiwotometuzukeru is a fun contrast of a song. It starts with a Midwest emo type section, the kind of thing that probably first comes to mind when you think about math rock, but once it's done with that bittersweet guitar work, it suddenly breaks into this cool ass arena rock riff in the chorus. It's a lot brighter than both the opening section of the song and the drops in it. It's a really fun contrast and it's one that sounds cool as hell. There's a couple brighter tracks on this album too. Cynical Rose is much more spacious compared to the claustrophobic chaos of many songs here. It brings back the bright synths and sounds like it was made to be on a 90s racing game soundtrack. It's actually not the only Marmalade Butcher song that has that vibe because they're surprisingly good at making songs like that. If anyone's making an arcade racer, please hit these guys up. Summer Daydream is also a little brighter, which is probably predictable from the title there. They do have some background vocals on this one, but it's just some wistful oohs and ahs. This song is simultaneously one of the harshest and most compressed here, while also having some genuinely beautiful sections. The last minute of it is this wall of noise that's being drowned in reverb that makes it feel like everything's getting blown up all at the same time. It's a great and very on-brand way to end a super hyper album. Nullum Sonum is great, and if you end up liking reading it and wanting more Marmalade Butcher, their entire discography is really good. Onomatopoeiakis from 2022 is amazing. I like it almost as much as this album. It's very close to Nullum Sonum for my favorite Japanese math rock album. XXX Phobia is what I mean when I say that they're going full J-rock now. It's sick. Uteruchesis is also really good. It's a lot more similar to this album with great tracks like Immortality Math Club. They really don't miss, and while their releases have become more and more infrequent over the years, they clearly still have a ton of talent. As with every album I'm covering in this little spring break mini-series, I'm not giving it a score. It's really good. Go listen to it. Really good out of 10. This is probably the last video like this for a little while, seeing as it's already a month late as it is. But I enjoyed making these shorter, more focused videos, and if you want more of them, just let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate y'all and the support that this channel has gotten over the last couple months. It's been awesome. Love y'all so much. Bye.